What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, man. So the fallout continues from the election. It dips into our space, obviously, because we're not just talking entertainment. We're also talking culture, and culture bleeds directly into politics. John Roka, you guys know John Roka. He's in this same exact space, talking entertainment. He does punditry. I think he goes on with Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic on that podcast. He had this to say in regards to the election last night. Look at the voting numbers here. Latino men voted for the white male Democrat in larger numbers than the black female Democrat. I know analysts need to validate their pay by concocting reasons for why it went down like this, but it's misogyny and racism, y'all. Case closed, okay? And then so he's referring to this poll here. Latino men, I believe John Roka is also Latino. They voted 59% for Biden in 2020 versus Trump 36%. But then in 2024, Trump got 54% of the Latino male vote versus Harris at 44%. And he says, well, you know, here it is right here. It's just misogyny and racism. Case closed. That's all it is to it. And it just goes to show you that all of these clowns that think everybody votes the way they vote. Like, apparently, if you don't vote for a woman, it must be because of misogyny. Or if you don't vote for a quote-unquote black woman, whether she's black or not, it's your opinion, then if you don't vote for her, it must have something to do with racism. It can't have anything to do with these 4 years that Biden was in office and what happened in these 4 years and the fact that she was his vice president. No, that ain't got nothing to do with it. It's you hate women and you hate black people. That has to be what it is. Look, they gave Biden a shot, 59%. And they said, oh, this didn't work out well at all. Reject. We just reject this, and we're going to try to get somebody else in here. We remember what was going down between 2016 and 2020. Oh, yeah, I was doing pretty good. Money was in my pocket. You know, inflation wasn't out of control. But no, John Roka says, if you don't vote for the black female Democrat, it's because you're a misogynist and a racist. And this is the problem with these cats, is that this is the reason why everybody is rejecting this, because that's not the way people think. You're just trying to shame people into voting your way or into thinking the way that you think, because you think along those lines of identity politics, race, skin color, gender. That comes before everything. That comes before everything. I can't believe he's calling out his fellow Latino men like this. You know, I know the culture of Latino men is very machismo. I understand that. I completely get that. But like, basically, he's saying that is coming above the 4 years that Biden was in office. No, you still got to vote for Kamala anyway. It's like, wait a minute, time out, hold up. Why am I voting for this person when I saw 4 years of Democrat policies coming through that just absolutely wrecked and destroyed the country and probably got into their pockets? It's absolutely mind-blowing that this is the way people think. Look, and he ain't the only one, right? Like this cat here on MSNBC, Morning Joe, he's calling Hispanic voters racist. They've lost the plot. Let's listen to this real quick, because, I mean, this is wild. To come out and say this right after an election, it's like you just begging people to just disregard your opinion from here until eternity. That's basically what you're doing. But let's listen to this.
I just say, Rev, really quickly, too. Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be.
That's ridiculous, man. I mean, just listening to somebody actually vocalizing that. This is the reason you lose. This is why these cats lost. Because the way they think, they expect everybody to think that way. So if a woman loses, it must be because she's a woman. Has nothing to do with her policies, has nothing to do with her qualifications. The fact that Kamala Harris got blown out in the 2020 election, she didn't even make it past the primaries in the 2020 election. After the first debate, she was up out of there. And then they add her on to this terrible Biden administration. She does nothing there. And then when she comes out and has her own campaign, they just handed it to her. All right. Nobody got voted her in for that. They just handed over to her. And then on top of that, she goes out and she does no interviews. She mumbles and stumbles her way through, all kinds of different rallies. She's a word salad champion. It's like, wait a minute, man. Like, I'm watching this chick and I'm like, oh, hell no, I can't vote for this woman. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. It has everything to do with the fact that she is not qualified for the job. That's it. But they want to call you a misogynist, and this is exactly why they're going to lose again. If they keep this shit up, they're going to lose a second and a third and a fourth time, and they're just going to keep getting blown out. This is too funny, man.
Race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. The Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
You know what's funny, man? Like, Al Sharpton is just sitting over there, just like taking it and listening to all of this. This stuff plays right into what he loves to do. All right. The victimhood, the identity politics, it plays right into it. See, Americans are rejecting all of this shit. That's how Trump got back in. America's like, we're tired of this crap. Everybody's rejecting these idiots. And all they want to do is just keep playing the same old song again and again and again, not recognizing y'all just got blown out. Y'all just got blown out. I love it, man. I love it. Keep doing it, please. It just makes it so much easier for the rest of the next 4 years, the next 8 years, the next 12 years. It just makes it so easy. I think that eventually they're going to wise up, but I hope they don't. Because this is the stupidity that got them where they are, where they're now all sitting here like a funeral. Everybody's sad. Look at this chick over here dressed in all black. Like she going to a funeral, man. That shit is too funny.
Right. A lot and with other Hispanics. You got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations about it.
Real honest conversations.
That is just a mess, man. Like, these cats are so out of touch. So out of touch. I love it, man. Getting back to the John Roka tweet. This guy saying, if that is so, what is the difference with 2020? She's black and a woman. Not that hard. You see this guy? That's the difference. The difference is she's black and a woman. Not the fact, again, that we got 4 years. And if this was 4 years of absolute success, oh, man, the economy went through the roof. Everybody is thriving. And then, okay, Biden can't go no more. We got to bring Kamala in. I think this thing would have went if it was a great economy. Everything probably would have been like, yeah, let's go ahead and let Kamala take the reins and run with it. People would have had more confidence in that. It's not, the identity politics shit is too funny, man. It's got to stop. This person, Logan R, I'm as upset as you are, John, but defaulting to it was misogyny and racism is kind of the misreading that got us here. Exactly. I know more than a few people, diverse people that voted for Obama and Hillary that voted for Trump because they feel their personal situation has gotten worse. Boom. See, that's the problem, man. This guy thinks again that it's, hey, Trump, orange man bad. I'm sure he's Trump deranged. I don't know that much, but I'm pretty sure he's Trump deranged. And he thinks that, we can't vote for Trump, anybody but him. Anybody but him. And the only reason that you didn't vote for Kamala is because she's black and a woman. That's the way he sees it. He has such a poor view of Latino men. I would disavow him if I was a Latino man. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? Ridiculous. 2008 is not 2024. Hell, 2016 isn't 2024. We are more misogynistic and racist than we've ever been. What proof does he have of that? He's just talking out his ass at this. Latinos don't care about race or sex. We don't base our vote on fifis or identity politics. And then he drops some Spanish on them. Latinos vote with their brains and not out of a mob mentality. Latinos vote for their families and their future. We do what must be done. Shout out to Dennis Rodriguez. That's how I think. You do it for your family, man. Like, this person makes sense to me. Like, man. The problem with Hispanic culture is that it has a very deep-rooted misogyny, and that Hispanics hate other Hispanics. We don't see each to her as one unit. It's always us versus them. Yeah, numbers that voted were lower than 2020. Don't forget the misplaced, misguided, held, duped faith angle. I think they talked about their Catholics. Okay. I think you're a great person, John, but you're way off on. Now, he's way off, man. He is absolutely way off. Exit polls appear to be misleading based on the actual results. Just saw this. So, yeah, in certain areas, I don't know if this is overall. But, yeah, I mean, this is probably in a particular state. But I think this is probably Georgia. I mean, you can see, like, black men, Latino men, everybody was still in the tank heavily for Kamala Harris. Still in the tank heavily for Kamala Harris, but maybe not as heavy as before. You know, I think this is in Georgia because I think Georgia had around 23, 25%, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, again, man, these guys are just making up excuses. They don't want to look at the reality of the situation, and that's their problem. That's honestly their problem. They don't want to look at what's really going on the ground. Again, this is what happens in Hollywood all the time. These Hollywood types of John, he's a Hollywood shill, man. I've covered some of his stuff before. He's an absolute shill. He's in the tank for Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. Remember that whole situation, all right? His little rant on Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. He's in the tank for her. You know, he's in the tank for Hollywood, for the establishment, all right? For establishment Hollywood, mainstream Hollywood. That's what this guy is all about. So, of course, he thinks exactly the same way as all of these clowns. Look at this one. We have to have a very, very uncomfortable conversation about Latino voters in this country. I mean, it's sad, man. Shout out to all the Latino men and women that just vote their conscience, vote for their families, and not worried about no damn identity politics, because you shouldn't be worried about identity politics. Makes no difference in the world what skin color you are, what sex you are, gender. I don't even give a shit if you LGBTQ. Vote for your best interest. Vote for what works for you. And that's it, okay? But don't let anybody try to pin you down. Oh, you only did this because you're a racist, or you only did this because you're a misogynist. That's bullshit. It's insulting. It's a slap in the face. John Roka should be ashamed of himself for calling it out like that. Regardless, okay? Know plenty of Latino men that are not racist or misogynist. All right? This guy need to go check himself in the mirror, man. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.